Hello, I'm Crypto Diamond. In today's video, we're going over Sculptor Finance, where you can lend and borrow while earning fees, and sculpt the perfect portfolio and watch your tokens grow. But before I get started, please don't forget I'm still doing a $250 cash giveaway contest, which ends later this month, November 29th, 2022. If you want details on how to enter this contest, you need to stay tuned to the end of the video. Now let's jump right on into it. So I already pulled up the Sculptor.finance page for you guys right here, but we're going to do things a little bit differently today. I'm going to jump right on over to the white paper just for the first portion of what is Sculptor Finance, because it's a little bit more detailed than what the website can actually show me for this video. Sculptor is a decentralized lending protocol based on the success of Aave, combined with the fee share model tokenomics of modern platforms. Depositors add liquidity to the market to earn and borrow to sculpt their perfect portfolio. But why would you choose Sculptor? We believe strongly that BNB Chain is ready for more hands-on, community-driven lending platform that can attract participants from other ecosystems and blockchains. Due to the tokenomics and the fee share model, Sculptor is different from many other lending protocols on BNB Chain. We feel if it's done right, we can provide much needed access to capital with fair compensation strategy for both lenders and borrowers. So I did look over a lot of it, and it's really solid. This is a solid project. There is an audit, and we'll go over that later because I did pull the audit up so you guys can see where to look for audits when you are looking for them in projects as well. So let's jump right on back over to the Sculptor homepage now that we have an idea of what Sculptor is pretty much about. So it does have utility, as you can see right there, lending fees and borrowing fees. Those fees add utility to the governing token of the project, and that's stuff you like to see when you're investing in a project. You want to see where the income is coming from. So I did have to look into that for you guys. And between the audit, the project, and the tokenomics, from what I can see in the white paper, I do see this as a fairly safe investment. And this is one of the safer investments you can find in the crypto space. Not saying it's a perfect investment, but it is definitely safer seeing the audit, the white paper, and that the community and that the devs are active. All right, so if you want to see more details, you click that button. If you want to buy Sculpt, it does bring up PancakeSwap, which lets you know that it's running on the Binance Smart Chain. So this is on BNB, and I love the BNB network because just alone the gas fees on Binance are so much cheaper than using Ethereum and other chains. There are some cheap chains out there, but BNB, I've never had an issue, and it's always been super fast. So if you want to see what it is, one Binance token would get you 3,078 Sculpt tokens. So when you click on buy, it's going to bring you over to PancakeSwap, and it is going to ask you to go ahead and confirm that token. And one thing I found out, if you ever want to see the risk of a token, it does tell you right here, medium. It's a new project, it's going to say medium. But if you ever see a red box where it says high risk, please don't continue, because you could be entering into a contract that's going to empty out your wallet. I've done it myself. This one, I know the team. I've gone over it. I've already accessed and set my wallet to this project, so I know this is safe. But just a heads up for the future, so all of you out there in the crazy crypto space as it is right now, just have your assets in a safer spot, or at least a safer way of spending your money. Let's calm down a little bit more, and you can see all the different assets that are already in this project. So there's BNB, Cake, Binance, US dollar, DAI, US dollar Tether, USDC, FNB, Bitcoin. So they already have some tokens in there. It looks like the total market size as of right now is a little over $1 million and a quarter dollars. So $1,314,000 is the total market size as of right now. And we are in a bear market. So seeing that in the market size during a bear market, it does look pretty appetizing, because this can really blow up, especially looking at the tokenomics system, which we're going to look at in the white paper a little bit further down here. But let's jump into the dashboard next. And I love the way they have this website laid out. I mean, the planetary colors, just the blue is captivating, and it makes me want to look more into the page and the design itself. I'm not saying that's what it's about, but for me, certain small things like that catch me into these projects because it shows that they pay attention to details. So they have Sculpt, where you can lend or borrow to earn your Sculpt rewards. Sculpt BNB. And for those of you who don't really know much about liquidity providing, a liquidity provider is when you provide the assets required for swaps to happen. So for a swap to happen, you have to have a set amount of money for both tokens in volume or liquidity, an LP. So giving that value would be Sculpt BNB, because Binance is going to dump value into the Sculpt token, giving the Sculpt a value. Plus, when you swap it, there's not going to be any issues because liquidity is there. Otherwise, you're paying super high fees. So the more liquidity a project has, the cheaper the swapping fees, and it just runs a lot smoother and a lot faster. And the people providing the liquidity get rewards usually in high APY, getting tokens in return, or getting a portion of all the fees and transactions that happen as a liquidity provider. Yes, you may have impermanent loss where your LP tokens drop in value, but don't be scared with that. During a bear market, that is to be expected. You can also have impermanent gain. I don't care how fake they say it is, it does happen. I've had it happen to myself on certain projects where you can put in your LP and that LP actually grows in exponential value, but you don't lose any tokens in the process. They say it's not impermanent gain because you're not gaining any tokens, but you do gain a crazy amount of financial revenue in return if you hold on to these tokens and both token sets jump in value over time. Not saying it's always going to happen, but it does happen. Something you want to look out for, especially in trusted projects like this. And then there's also the deposit section. You can go over here, see all the tokens you can deposit, borrow. There are borrowing fees, and I do like that they let you borrow as well. And then you can sculpt your portfolio, which is the whole basis of the project, Sculpt. Manage, sculpt, locks, and stakes. Stake sculpt to share platform fees or lock it up for 3 months to receive platform fees and exit penalties. So I did look into what vesting was because I really didn't know what this vesting was. So what you could do is when you lock up your assets, if please don't, if you really don't have to, you don't want to lose the money, don't pull out. But if you have to pull out your assets within that 3-month lock period, because there is a 3-month locking period when you're going into vesting. So vesting lets you go ahead and stake for 3 months, but you can pull out your assets for a 50% fee. That is a large fee. So if you're not really going to stick with the 3 months, well, I would stick with the 3 months because 50% is a lot, but I understand life happens. I have a couple friends in crypto where life just happens, and they need the money and they need it now for medical, family, what have you. But a 50% penalty is a lot of money to lose because you're losing half your investment if you pull out early. So if you're going to go in that 3 months, go into that 3 months knowing that you put in enough money that you're not going to be hurt without it and that you're going to be happy with what it turns into when you come back to get it in 3 months. You may not always be happy with a 3-month return. Sometimes you might be waiting for a 1 year, 2 year, 3 year return, but at least that 3 months gives you a chance to see what the project's doing and gives you security for that 3 months. And if you pull out on a 50% penalty in 3 months, man, I don't know what to tell you. That's, if you like losing money, trying to make money, go for it, but I would advise against it. And here is the staking pool. As you guys can see, I don't have anything staked as of right now. My last wallet, I was having some issues with. I am working on getting one set up. So once I have some Binance tokens on here, I'll make another video for you guys as a follow-up so you can see how the staking works in real time and what my daily revenue is. But until that time, we're just doing an overview of this project. And then there's Loop. It does a whole breakdown of what Loop is if you want to go ahead and read it over here. And I did bring up the white paper like I said. And another thing you want to look at is the tokenomics. So for the tokenomics, I do like it's a distribution over 4 years. So the APY, for those of you who just don't know or are new to crypto, APY when you're investing in crypto is usually the distribution of the tokens themselves. So you want to look into what the maximum supply is going to be, how long the distribution cycle is going to be for, so you know what to look for in price drop, because sometimes they have super high APYs, which I liked when I look at here because they're not too crazy high. They're high enough to keep the investors happy, but not super high to where it's going to drop the project value, because a lot of people like to farm LP for super high APY projects, and it just crashes the project because they're distributing the tokens so fast and the people are just taking them and selling them as soon as they get them that it just drops the project. So this one only has a maximum supply of 100 million tokens, which sounds like a lot, but that's really not a lot of tokens. That is a great supply, and it is distributed over 4 years. I like that they distribute 57% to the lenders and borrowers, because if you're a lender, obviously at least half that 57% is going to want to keep their assets on there to keep on lending and making profits. And the other 20% is giving to liquidity providers. And if you're a liquidity provider, that 20% is going to be a lot because you're going to save that to either reinvest or you're going to sell that off, but you're keeping your liquidity there. So that helps keep the main value of the project, because liquidity is what keeps a project alive. So you don't have to sell your liquidity to get your profits. There you win and the project wins. There is a 5% reserved for airdrops, which I like to see because a lot of projects will do like 15-20% for airdrops alone. And all these people getting these airdrops and these freebies don't even have an interest in the project, and they just take the money, they sell it, and they leave, and then you watch the project ecosystem just drop, and it's not good. So that smaller portion of airdrops I do like, because like I said, like I tell everybody, Bitcoin didn't become $60,000 from giving away free Bitcoin. I mean, it's not 60,000 now, but you get the point. It didn't have to give away free stuff to get there. And then 3% is allocated for the initial SCULPT liquidity, which is kind of cool because they're buying into their own liquidity to ensure that the swaps can always happen. Because like I said, if there's no liquidity, you can't swap and you can't sell those tokens or change them out. And it's over 4 years at 50% to the team. So that 50% they get over 4 years, which means that they can't take all their investment for that 4 years or their startup and just sell it and dump the project either, which is kind of cool. I do like that. Then there's the SCULPT staking and locking. You guys can read over this. I'm going to put all this white paper in there, and it breaks down each part of it, the depositing, the borrowing, and how all that works. Your borrow limits, repay interest amounts, what the health factor is, what happens if my loan is unhealthy. So they are pretty clear on the rules of the loans and rules of engagement with how to make this project work. They have the deployment addresses right there and the audit right here as well. For those of you who have never seen an audit, this is what an actual crypto audit looks like. It's not a screenshot of a piece of freaking paper that says it's a business. It's actually a website contract showing that this project has been audited and is safe for use. I've been seeing a lot of scam projects using fake Photoshop paper business LLC documents of their crypto project. You don't get an LLC for a crypto project as an audit. It's just not a freaking audit. This is an audit. They go through the project. They check all the security risk of the project, because that's what an audit is. It just ensures that the developers of the project can't rug pull on the investors. It doesn't mean the project's going to be worth a lot of money, but it does help knowing that the developers can't run off with your money that you're putting into it. And that's pretty much all I have for Sculptor Finance for you guys right now. And now the moment you've all been waiting for: how to get an entry into the $250 cash giveaway contest. If you want to enter into this contest, you do have to be a subscriber of my channel. If not, go ahead and subscribe and hit that bell so you know when I'm putting up new content. Also, reach out to me on the Crypto Diamond Discord, Crypto Diamond #5881, with a personal greeting of your choice. Doesn't matter what it says, just as long as I know that you're there for the contest. Alright, good luck in the contest. Everybody enjoy the viewing of the video and have a great day trading. Goodbye.